So we all know that the Nintendo Switch has many games coming in 2019, but we don't know when most of these games are actually going to be coming within the year. I'm talking about Luigi's Mansion 3, Pokemon 2019, Animal Crossing Switch. These are all examples of big games where we've seen little to no gameplay, and all we know is that they are coming this year. We don't have a time frame within the year. On top of that, there are games that we don't even know if they're coming this year. We have no time frame at all, such as Bayonetta 3 or, well, I guess not Metroid Prime 4 anymore. You guys know what I mean, and this is seriously annoying from a fan's standpoint. I mean, I don't want to complain too much because Nintendo has overall been doing really well during the Switch lifetime. I mean, that's why I made this channel. I love the Switch. But recently, they've started reverting back to their old ways of having too long of a time between announcement of a game and then releasing it. And Reggie even commented on this, saying that they're going to try and get better. Also, like, bye Reggie. I never made a video about it, but like, damn, that sucks. But you guys know what I mean. Anyway, what does this have to do with Animal Crossing? Well, I believe that Animal Crossing is probably going to be Nintendo's most important game in 2019. Now, hear me out. I'm not saying it's going to be their best game, because there's no way to tell that before, like, the end of the year. And I'm not going to say it's even going to be their best-selling game, because that award obviously goes to Pokemon, as the Pokemon company could literally put out just, like, a Flash game, and it would still probably sell better than anything, because Pokemon is such a big IP at this point. Not saying that's what they're going to do, that's just an example. However, if you look at the difference between 2017 for the Switch, which was a year many considered to be a massive success, for 2018 for the Switch, which was a year that many considered to be pretty boring up until Smash Bros., you can see that 2017 had two really big games, being Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, while 2018 only had Smash Bros. Sure, they had Let's Go Peek and Eve released right before Smash Bros., but that's just kind of like I don't know, that game wasn't like super big. It was more of a spin-off of like Pokemon Go combined with Pokemon. I mean, I love the game, but it's not like nearly as good as Super Mario Odyssey or Breath of the Wild, if you know what I mean. So that's why I think in order for Nintendo to have a banger 2019, they have to have not one but two strong system sellers, and it's looking like Animal Crossing is going to be that second big game. However, when is it going to release? That's going to be the topic of today's video. Hey guys, it's Thomas on the Switch Stop, and when will Animal Crossing release? Now, this is going to be kind of a spiritual successor to my video I did about 11 months ago in March of 2018, right after we got Smash Bros., where I predicted exactly when Smash Bros. Ultimate would launch on the Switch. However, we didn't even know what it was called. We didn't know it was Smash Bros. Ultimate. All we knew was that Inkling was in it, and I mean, we didn't even fully know if it was a new game. I thought it was, and it ended up being one, but yeah. Regardless, I'm making this video in that style because I think these games are really similar. We got pretty much no actual gameplay of these games. We got a logo for each one, but no actual title. We got the year it was releasing, but no actual month. And both of these cinematics were actually kind of introduced from other games. Animal Crossing obviously was introduced with Smash Bros, and the Smash Bros trailer originally made people think it was Splatoon, so yeah, it's kind of weird. Regardless, I'm going to get into every single month that this game could possibly come out, rate them with like a % on how likely I think it is, and then once we get into the month, I'm going to say, you know, what day I think it will come out. And I actually have a pretty good track record with this, as my video that I was talking about, my Smash Bros video, while I didn't predict December 7th, which was the day Smash Bros came out, I predicted November 16th, which, if you guys remember, was actually the day Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee came out. So I knew that there was going to be a big Nintendo game coming out that day, and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee wasn't even announced yet. So, I don't know, that's gotta be worth something. Anyway, this has been like the world's longest intro. Let's finally get into me ranking the months. So right now, it is February. I think we can say that anywhere through July is a big no. It's not coming out in March, it is not coming out in April, it is not coming out in May, it is not coming out in June, and it is not coming out in July. The only relatively likely month it could come out in is July, but that has Fire Emblem Three Houses, so I don't think Nintendo wants to put both those games in the same month. Looking ahead at August, I mean, it's possible. I know most people want it to come out in August because we want it to come out as soon as realistically possible. And yeah, August definitely is that, but I just don't see it. Big games never really release in August. I mean, summer has always kind of been notorious for not having too many games. And while, yeah, Animal Crossing would be a great summer game, I don't really see it happening in August. So while it is technically possible, I'm going to write this one off as just 5%. However, moving into September, we're a lot different. September not only signals back to school for many kids, but it also typically signals a Nintendo Direct. Now, I would not be surprised at all if this game came out in September. I don't have too many reasons besides just lack of other options. It also just seems like a good time for Animal Crossing as not much is happening in September right now, so I'll explain more later, but for now I'm going to give it a 45%. So October. Can it happen? Yeah, sure. Will it happen? I don't think so. I believe that Luigi's Mansion 3 is coming out in October just because that's the whole, thing with Luigi's Mansion. It's, spooky in October, has, Halloween and everything. And obviously, if Luigi's Mansion 3 comes out that month, I don't think Animal Crossing will as well. That just doesn't make a ton of sense because I don't think that's what's going to happen. However, I'm going to still acknowledge the fact that it is 100% possible and Luigi's Mansion 3 might not release in October. I don't know. I don't see that not happening. So I'm going to give it 10% for October. November, that's September's biggest contender. While it is 100% possible to release in November, I don't think it's going to because I think that's when Pokemon is going to come out. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee came out November 16th of 2018 and were massive successes. It was perfectly timed for everyone getting a Switch for the holiday, and it worked out perfectly coming out that time. Those games have sold over 10 million combined units, and for a remake of games that came out on the Game Boy, that is pretty damn good. On top of that, these games did not come out in the most consumer-friendly condition because there was a ton of controversy. A lot of people didn't like the fact that it was Pokemon Go themed and they changed up a lot of aspects from the main series, yet these games still sold amazingly well. I do not see the Pokemon Company straying from this November release date. I definitely don't think they're happening in December, and the only time frame we have for Pokemon Switch is late 2019. So yeah, I think Pokemon Switch is coming in November. However, it's possible for Pokemon Switch to come earlier, maybe October. But yeah, I'm going to have to give November a 20%. That leaves the final 20% for December. Do I think this will happen? Probably not. However, I didn't think Smash Bros. Would come out in December either, and it did. As long as it comes out early in December, I think it would definitely be fine. However, I feel like if they knew the game wasn't going to be ready until December, they wouldn't have announced it September of last year. So yeah, I give December a 20%. So this leaves September, because I don't think it's coming out in August as it seems a bit too soon. October will probably have Luigi's Mansion 3, and November will probably have Pokemon. December seems a bit too late in the year, so September it is, at least in my opinion. However, when in September could this possibly be? Well, if you didn't know, Nintendo loves to release their games on Fridays. So let's narrow it down to all Fridays of September of 2019. From there, I would like to rule out September 6th and September 13th. Why? Well, it seems early in the month, and if Nintendo is going to follow their typical direct format, we would get a direct early in September. I feel like they would definitely show off Animal Crossing at least a little bit if the game is launching later that month, but say if we got the direct as early as the 7th, Animal Crossing coming next week seems way too soon between the two. So I'd say it's coming in the second half of the month. Between the 20th and the 27th, I really don't have any preference. I am tempted to say the 27th, as Nintendo released Mario Odyssey on October 27th of 2017, so maybe they just like that date, I don't know. Also, chances are if Luigi's Mansion is coming out in October, then it'll be close to Halloween, which is at the end of the month, so they wouldn't want to have Animal Crossing come out super early in September, and then have nothing until the end of October. So I'm gonna go with the 27th. Although I do feel obligated to mention that Animal Crossing Switch was originally announced on September 13th, which, lo and behold, is a Friday here. They could do that, it was exactly 1 year from announcement to release, but I don't really see that happening, mainly because that game was originally supposed to be announced on Saturday the 7th. If you guys remember, there was that terrible earthquake in Hokkaido, Japan, where Nintendo delayed the Direct for about a week, so it was originally supposed to be airing, I believe, Saturday the 7th, or maybe even the 6th, I don't know. All I remember is that Direct wasn't originally supposed to air on the 13th, so yeah, there's that. with that out of the way, I am saying September 27th is my date for Animal Crossing Switch. Lock in the predictions now, boys. If this happens, it'll be nice to kind of come back to it. Let me know what day you think it'll happen, though, in the comments down below. I'm legitimately curious because I'll probably make a video after the date is announced, like coming back and revisiting this video. And just for kicks and giggles, I'll check the chat, see if anyone predicted it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you made it this far into the video, I can assume you enjoyed it, so liking the video means a lot. Subscribe if you are new. Sorry if I rambled a lot in this video, I just had a lot to say, I guess. It's Thomas from the Switch Shop signing off. Peace.